What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. We've been going through solving equations, and we've been laying out the steps in previous videos. Now, what I'm going to do in today's video is I'm going to run through some practice. Okay, so I'm going to try to solve equations using the steps that we discussed, and I'm going to go through these examples. There's about 7 examples, so it's going to be some nice practice to bring all this algebra together. Now, step 1 was to check if there were any fractions. Now, none of these examples I gave you have fractions, okay? So we don't have to deal with common denominators at all. Step 2, are there any brackets? Do we have to apply distributive property? Nope, none of those. So now what you have to do is you have to move like terms so that they are on the same side. Now, what are like terms in this example? Well, in this example, -3 and +11 are like terms, okay? So what I would have to do is I have to make sure that they are on the same side. Now, it's easier to just move the -3 over. Okay, that's step 3, move like terms so that they are on the same side of the equation. So it's basically rearranging the formula. Now, if -3 moves, you have to make sure that the sign in front of -3, in front of the 3, changes from a negative to a positive on the opposite side. So here's what you end up getting. You get positive 2x, okay, when there is no sign, you assume it's positive, equals 11 plus 3. 11 plus 3 is 14. And now the last step, guys, is to just do opposite operations to solve for x. This is step 4. So right now, 2 is multiplied to x. I divide both sides by 2. And I end up getting x equals 7. And there you go. X is 7. Okay? Now, do the same thing here. I move 6 over. I get 4x equals -10 minus 6. The sign changes from a plus to a minus. And I end up getting 4x equals -16. Divide both sides by 4. And I end up getting x equals -4. In this case, I move the x terms to the same side. So I'm just going to randomly choose to move the 2x over to the left and the 9 over to the right. But I have to make sure I change the signs. So I go x plus 2x now, and I go 18 minus 9. X plus 2x is 3x. That's how I collect like terms. Okay, so I keep the literal coefficients the exact same, and I just add the numerical coefficients. So I add 1 and 2, and that gives me 3. Okay, so 3x equals 18 minus 9. 18 minus 9 is 9. Last step is you do opposite operations, divide both sides by 3. And I end up getting x equals 3. Do the same thing over here. I'm going to move 4x over, 6 over. I end up getting 2x, take away 4x. Remember, the sign on the 4x is a plus here because there is no sign. You assume it's plus. So when I move it over, I get a minus. 2x minus 4x equals -2 minus 6. -2 minus 6 is -8. 2 minus 4, this is -2x. Last step is you divide both sides by -2. And I end up getting x equals +4. We're already rolling along. We're on example 5. Move 2x over, move 1 over. I end up getting 2, plus 1. -x minus 2x. I get -3x equals 222. 222 is in fact divisible by 3, so we need to figure out how much that is. And you guessed it, I have to divide both sides by whatever number is in front of x. In this case, it's -3. So I divide both sides by -3. And if you punch that in, you end up getting x is -74. Now, 6 is a peculiar example because, first of all, 5x and 15 are not like terms. 0 is a like term with 15. Okay, 0 and 15 are like terms together, so I'm going to move 15 over. The sign on 15 on the left side is positive, so if I move it over, it becomes a negative. 0 minus 15 is -15. And all I have to do is divide both sides by 5. And I end up getting x equals -3. One last example, move 3x over, move 12 over, and I end up getting 17x minus 3x equals 114 plus 12. 17x minus 3x is 14x. 114 plus 12 is 126. Last step in the process is divide both sides by 14. And 14 divided by, 126 divided by 14 is 9. So I end up getting x equals 9. Ladies and gentlemen, this is more solving equations practice. So let's run through the steps again. If you end up saying a fraction, do common denominator, then cross out the denominator. If you see brackets, do distributive property. Step 3, then what you do is you move like terms so that they are on the same side, collect like terms. Step 4, opposite operations, solve for your variable, and you're done. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Okay? Follow me on Instagram. It's Marty Nicola with 2 A's. And peace out.